my very special guest is director-writer Christopher G. Moore. He's responsible for films like Flush with Fear in 2011, the big film Foodie in 2012, and his newest project, Disengage, in 2014. Let's talk to Christopher G. Moore. So, Christopher, the reason why you contacted me is one of the main reason, obviously, is because you were part of the Hillbilly Horror Show, and as you know, I play Cephas, and Bo Keister plays Bo, and Rachel Faulkner plays Lulu, and Foodie is part of that awesome Hillbilly Horror Show collection. So, before we get into Foodie, I want to talk to you about a film that came out in 2011, Flush with Fear. Now, I have not seen it, but from what I heard, it was pretty successful in the film festivals. Am I correct?
Well, we got into I forgot how many different film festivals, but we did win 2 awards for it. I think we got it at 8 or 10 festivals. But yeah, we won Best Horror Short at the New York City International Film Festival. So that was a fun thing because that film actually grew out of my love of Sam Raimi. I'd seen Drag Me to Hell, and I really loved that film, and I always wondered.
Oh yeah.
I always wondered what would happen if you set that in the bathroom. So.
Your cast for Flush with Fear. Alina Koch, of course yourself, Jesse Nemeth, and Dustin Webb. Are these actors that you've known? Or did you cast? I mean, I know a lot of filmmakers when they first get started, they have friends that are pretty good actresses, and you form a family to make a film. Is that how this happened, or did you actually have a open cast?
Well, that was much earlier, I guess, in my film career, and a lot of the people that were involved with it were. I used to do comedic improv many years ago. Oh, and a lot of those people that are in it are actually part of that improv club. Alina actually, there was a film I did before Flush with Fear called Bursters. She was in that film as well. And she's actually been in 4 of my last few films because she was also in Foodie. She has a small part in Foodie. And then she's also in my next film, Disengage. So, but yeah, I do like there are certain types of actors that I like to work with from time to time. I know that there are people from Foodie that show up in Disengaged as well. So yeah, I think after a while you do sort of have that sort of like Tarantino, chemistry. Yeah, like Tarantino does, where he likes to work with certain actors over and over.
Well, let's go into this. Foodie.
Do you know how long I've been waiting for an invitation to Kitchen X?
I'm serious, Laura. You can't tell anyone.
Is a film that actually I have not seen. It's kind of weird until I watched it for the Hillbilly Horror Show, and you know there are some other short films that has to do with humans and food, and Foodie has this. Of course, it's a comedy too, but it has this unique style to it. I mean, the quality of the shoots is brilliant. The cast was like the chemistry was there. A lot of short films like this. There's a bunch of them, and there's some that aren't quite as sharp. But the chemistry of the cast works so well together. And when you start watching this short film, you yourself have the person, the viewer, hooked line and sinker right from the very start. I mean, and then when it gets to the main part of the story, it's like, get the fuck out of here. It totally surprises you of what the deal is, and then when it comes towards the end of the film, you're thinking, yes, he might survive this. You know what I mean? And there's more twists and turns going on. Each character has a really off-the-wall type character, and I think that's what makes this film so... Why it won an award, and why it was selected for the Hillbilly Horror Show, is because of, you know, not just because it won an award, in my opinion, it's more because of the way it was shot. It was shot like it's a $100,000 or more budget film, because it was really taken very serious on how you made this film, to where, I mean, my God, I would love to see this thing as a full feature in the future. I really would.
Well, I really appreciate the compliment, and a lot of that's due to all the different people involved that helped to make it. The weird thing about Foodie, that was actually the first time I'd actually collaborated with a writer, because most of the stuff I'd done before I'd written myself, and Eric Pruitt, who wrote it, and they lost the director and a producer that were going to make it, and he was looking for a director, and I had a meeting with him, and right away he said, I want you to direct this. And I collaborated with him on the script, because we had to whittle it down a little bit so it could be more of a short film. And, you know, we've always talked about if anybody ever approached us to make a feature, we would love to do that. And a lot of the cast had already been sort of pretty much cast when I came on the shoot, except for we did add the character of the girlfriend that Alina Koch plays to sort of add an extra element to the film.
Surprise.
Yeah, and add a little twist, I think, towards the end.
Yes.
But yeah, that was a fun shoot. I mean, Ishmael Abduhalak, he's my DP-ish, and he just made everything happen that I wanted to happen, because we did have a few cool things visually that we wanted to do. There's one part where we put the camera on the actor when he's walking down the hall, to sort of add that sort of drugged out sort of, you know.
I noticed that. That was a very unique, not to cut you off, I apologize, but on the one scene to where he finally gets out of the bathtub, and after he takes care of his boss, I guess per se, to have him turn around and face the corner, I thought that was one of a very unique scene in a movie, because you don't really see that. I mean, normally when they're staggering, they're always staggering first towards the camera. But you made it a little bit different, to where he acted like he was really hurt, and he turned over and leaned in the corner and then turned around. And I thought that was very unique cinematography right there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, and you know, a lot of it also has to do with the performance of Nick Carner, who played Mueller. He did such an amazing job, and that whole bathtub scene, which we actually ended up having to shoot overnight, because the original location, the lady came back early, and we were supposed to be shooting in her bathroom. And so at the last minute, we moved to Eric's house, and we moved everything out of his study. And he actually had a clawfoot tub in the back of his yard. We put it in there, cleaned it up, and we shot from, I think, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day. So that whole bathtub scene was shot, and I think Nick came out of the bathtub maybe 2 or 3 times.
Oh, wow.
So he was a real trooper.
Now, I noticed a user review, a title it's right there, it shows on top of the IMDb. And a lot of these, I'm just going to come out and say it, there's a lot of haters, fly-by-night people on IMDb that has no idea what low budget is or anything. But I love this title. It says, low budget, but genuinely funny and well-written foodie attire. Now, I get it. I mean, if you, like a lot of reviewers like myself and Horror Society and so forth, we know by the title or by who's involved, we already know that it's going to be low budget, okay? Low budget doesn't need to be mentioned in a title for a review. That just leads me to believe that the person who wrote that has no idea what films are. I mean, I'm not being a dick by no means, but you get what I mean. Come on. Independent films are usually low to middle to maybe a little bit high, not real high, but not like the big budget films. But if you have a cast that's talented enough, you have a crew that's talented enough, and you have the, what's that word to use, the ambition to make it look more than the budget you have, then that's all it needs to be said. And I think with Foodie is the quality of this film is at most amazing. I mean, you wouldn't even know it's a low-budget film. You wouldn't even know that these aren't name actors. It's not the point of getting... I mean, a lot of distributors want a name actor in their film so they can get a distribution deal. But a lot of cases you don't need... In reality, you need a name actor to get a distro deal, but in reality, you don't need a big name for a short film to be successful, as you've proven here with Foodie.
Yeah, well, I see your point with that. I think the weird thing is when people say, "Oh, you know, this film was great for a low budget," it almost sounds like it's a backhanded compliment to where it's like, "Oh, you can tell that the quality of it is low because of low budget." I think that's what comes off when people throw the low budget term in there. So, I think that's the best compliment I can get is when you or other people said that Disengaged, my next film, you know, people were like, they couldn't believe that we shot that, you know, on an extremely low amount of money, you know, that it was just as good as any big budget film. So, yeah, it's good to know that people can sort of see the quality of it that we're able to pull off even when we don't have a lot of cash to work on it.
Right. So Foodie, it won. It says that you won one award. Is it up to date, the IMDb, or is it not up to date?
That's more just not updating the IMDb. We actually won 8 awards. We got into 15 film festivals over a 2-year period. Our last award we won at the Crimson Screen Horror Film Festival in Charleston, South Carolina. Where we won for Best Screenplay, which I was very happy about because I feel like Eric needs a major amount of the kudos for the film because he's the one that had the germ of the idea. He's worked as a restaurant manager, so he sees a lot of those sort of foodie types, and that sort of infused, you know, the humor aspect of that in the film.
Well, before we go on to the next one, let me mention some of the casts in Foodie, because they all need some major props.
Oh, yeah.
As you said, Turner as Mueller, fantastic performance. Then you have David Berberian, who played John Lando. You had Alina Koch, as you mentioned, plays Mueller's girlfriend, Hannah. You have Jeff Aguirre as the French Milt, which that was quite a unique character right there. I didn't quite know, but Tony Hughes is Brandon X. You have Meredith Souse as Teddy. You have Tracy Coppage as Beth. You have Emily Vaslaus as Darla. You have Gilly Conklin as Shannon Von Vester. And John Jimerson as Greg. And then, of course, with all due respect, you have Jennifer Evans as the French Milt Groupie 1 and Stephanie Reinhardt as the French Milt Groupie 2. Like I said before, I mean, I can go on forever. It's not because it's selected in the Hillbilly Horror Shows volumes. It's the film I thought was so above what I expected it to be. I mean, mind you, I've been doing this for 5 years, so I've seen tons and tons and tons of short films and, of course, full features. And this film, to me, is a stepping stone for you. Now, I haven't seen any other films. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything different, and maybe it might be an off statement to make, but from the quality that I see in Goody, I can see a bright future for your film, for your career.
Oh, I really appreciate that, man. I mean, I think with each film I try to be better. And Foodie was was a fun shoot to work on. Just, you know, especially the situation of doing something a little bit different with collaborating with a writer. And I had so much fun making it, and it's a joy to see that so many people enjoy it and sort of see the humor of it. And
yeah, definitely. And the next film, it's also, I want to give props, like I said, Eric Pruitt. This is his second story, screenplay that he's written for Disengaged. Now, you already started an awesome team with you and Eric.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going into the second stage of the career-wise. Now, I have not seen Disengage. Is that available to see anywhere, or is it still going through the festival circuit?
It is going through the festival circuit. I know that we do have it available to buy for like $5 through our VHX site that we set up recently. So if people want to catch it, and it's just $5 and they can watch it. With that film, we've won 3 awards so far. We've gotten into 17 film festivals. It screened at the New York City Horror Film Festival, which is a bucket list film festival for me. I had a blast there. I'm going to California in February for the Pasadena International Film Festival.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's played at a lot of different film festivals. I know last year I really tried to make it out to a lot more of the film festivals than I have in the past, to meet people, because I love seeing people watch it live. And so, yeah, the film's had a really good success so far.
Cool. And then I see that it's obviously it's a short film, and you also threw in the horror sci-fi thriller aspect of it. Now, how much of a sci-fi is it?
Well, I guess the sci-fi aspect comes into play because it almost has like a Twilight Zone-esque sort of look at the story. I mean, because basically to give you a sort of synopsis, it's about a young lady who has a daunting task of taking care of her neighbors after a post-apocalyptic event causes them to freeze in place.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I love it.
So and the cool thing is, and this is one of the things that I came away with when I first read the screenplay that Eric gave to me one day. Who actually gave it to me at a Foodie screening, because he's like, "Hey, I want you to read this." It almost reminds me like a new take on the zombie genre. Because instead of you have the people sort of undead moving around, they're just frozen in place. And so it's almost like a precursor to a zombie film, to where you're wondering, are they going to come back alive? What's going to happen here? And I really love that aspect of it. I can only imagine what would happen if you were in your neighborhood, if everybody just froze in place. What would you do?
Wow. Now I'm really stoked in seeing this. I have to get my ass in gear and try to purchase it, or however, just to give it a watch and a review and a promotion.
Oh,
it sounds really, very, very cool.
Well, I would definitely look forward to hearing what you think about it.
Nice. Yeah, now I see that you have Katie Carpenter as Billie Jean, and of course you have Gilly Conklin as Rhonda, which I think is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she plays an old lady and the sort of old lady hypocritical Christian character. And she reminds me, I don't know if you remember Every Which Way But Loose.
Yes.
The old lady.
Yep.
She has the weird thing about this film, it's less comedic than some of the other stuff I've done, but there is one moment that she actually brings laughs out in the theater. So,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
she's great.
And you have Tracy Cubbage as Ms. Carruthers. Carruthers.
Yeah.
And you have Lisa Gagnon as Audrey. Of course, you have Nick Carner as Alan Landry. And Jared Kearney as Jason. Jeffrey Moore as Dog Walker. Jennifer Pates as Holly. And James Rippey. Is that James Ripp?
Rippey.
Right, I was right. Good. James Rippey as Jude. So, yeah, I would definitely want to see this. So, listeners, reviewers who listen to the interviews, go ahead and get yourself a copy and review this, because I like the aspect of the sci-fi part of it, because there are some sci-fi shorts that I do get occasionally, but there isn't a lot that really should be passed around for the reviewers to review, but I would definitely love to see this. And, of course, you have Alina Koch as Wendy Pickett, Miss Koch, the badass.
Yeah, and she's really the heart of this film. I mean, she's the one that you see for the most part who's actually, talking and moving around, and she's, and I think Alina does an amazing performance in this film. There's a couple of points in the film where I actually get teary-eyed watching it, and I never knew that I could make a film that could make me do that. So, wow. And I think a lot of that is thankful to her performance in the film, because she really is basically having to act by herself for a good part of it.
Right.
She's having conversations with these frozen people because she's trying to sort of keep her sanity, and she's really amazing in this film, and I'm really proud of her performance, and I'm really happy that we got her to be in it.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. I know we don't do this, but it might be a dumb question. Which film was quicker to shoot, Foodie or Disengaged?
Foodie, actually. Which is weird because Foodie's, close to 30 minutes, and Disengaged is, we shot it an extra weekend for Disengaged. But Disengaged was a little bit more complicated because you have flashback scenarios, and
yep.
And there's a lot of makeup involved with certain scenes. We got Mariah Johnson and Angela Pritchett from Bioduck Effects. They did an amazing job on the makeup. Because I think we have like one scene that involves like 8 or 9 people in makeup at one time. So it was a little bit more complicated, I think, because I think with Disengaged I really wanted to sort of like challenge myself and do some really more cool shots and stuff. I mean, we actually used a drone in a couple of scenes so that we could sort of, create some cool shots with that.
Well, I did notice that you also wrote a script for Mario Warfare in 2012, a TV series. What was your experience like from going from directing 2 short films to being a screenwriter for a episode for a television series, Mario Warfare?
Yeah, well, it's a web series that I've worked with Mike O'More, who actually created the Beatdown Boogie YouTube channel. He did a couple of stuff before that. He did a thing called Modern War Gear Solid that I helped out on set a few times. And then when they decided to do Mario Warfare, he wrote the screenplay, and they shot all this stuff, and it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. And so I had actually contacted him and said, hey, I have all these specific ideas, and he loved a lot of my ideas, and so that's how I became a co-writer on it. And it's been a fun ride. It's weird being part of something. I think recently the series got a 22 million views. It has a worldwide audience. We have people cosplaying as the characters in the Philippines and England. They were able to raise like $38,000 to help make it via Kickstarter because of all the worldwide fans. It's been a really fun process. I mean, it's probably more Micah's baby than it is mine. Yeah. I just helped to sort of contribute some ideas and stuff to the script, but it's been a blast. Alina Koch actually is in it as well. She plays Princess Peach, so she's a part of that as well.
Nice. Now, here is a user review that I find very, very powerful words. Yeah, I'm a gamer, and finding this web series was kind of a dream come true for me because, like any video game, it sets itself out to be what it is, and it should be fun. Basically, the web series is pretty much G.I. Joe, but with Nintendo characters. That's a hell of a compliment.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, Micah and a few of the people involved, like Brian Lee and Matthew Sumner, they have a background in action choreography and stuff, and so there's actually been a few people who they've worked with that have been from Chicago and L.A. And so yeah, that's the cool thing about it is they really know how to shoot action. They know how to do really crazy stunts that I've seen them do live, and it hurts me just to watch because I think they're going to die, because they can do flips and stuff, and we got to play around with a lot of different homages to different things. There's like one part of it that takes place in which is like the movie Fight Club, except it's Smash Club. And so that I came up with that idea. So for me, that's really cool to see some of the things, those ideas I came up with, and I actually I play a part in his film in the series as well. I play Kamek. I get to play a bad guy, which for me was a really joy to do.
Nice. Now, is there anything else that you have going on in the future that you can talk about after Disengage?
Well, I know right now I'm currently. I'm currently editing my newest short film, and we're going to be doing some pickup shots soon. And that one I'm hoping to really sort of take my time with, because there's one film festival I want to get into called Fantastic Fest in Austin. I always wanted to go to that, and I'm hoping that it will be a world premiere whenever we finish it. And it's basically about a demonic creature that bites your penis off.
Nice.
It's called Goblins, and
wow.
Yeah. So you can we have a Facebook page, so you can always follow our Facebook page, Goblins Film, at facebook.com, Goblins Film, and you can follow along. And then also, I have some other projects that are sort of in the pre-production stages. I'm working on a screenplay with a good friend of mine, Jeffrey Moore. It's going to be my first feature, and I'm hoping to maybe start on it later in the year. It's a haunted house film. I always wanted to do like a hard R haunted house film. And then I also have an idea of creating my own sci-fi web series that I want to do probably in the next year. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, so it would almost be like combining my love of horror and Star Wars into one thing.
I'm glad to have you on here. Foodie, I want to thank you and welcome you to the Hillbilly Horror Show family, because that short film kicks ass. I'm definitely going to be doing a review on it very soon, maybe today or tomorrow, get my input on the short film, which you heard me say quite a few things already, but I'll do a full review of it later on this week. But great to have you on. I mean, I wish you all the success in the world for Disengage, because it really sounds phenomenal sounding. I would love to get a chance to view that. So, again, thanks for coming on, Christopher.
Oh, thank you for having me on, and thanks for having Foodie a part of the Hillbilly Horror Show family.
Thank you. And, again, you are a talent to be reckoned with. I mean, the way Foodie looks, I can imagine what Disengage is going to look like.
Oh, well, I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
So, well, thanks for coming on. You take care of yourself, and keep pumping away.
Will do.
Take care, buddy.
Take care.
We'll see you.
Bye.